really need me. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Selenia for those who do not know. And in today's video, I just wanted to do an update of me being a NICU nurse for 3 years. Literally me saying that out loud, I'm like, what? It feels like yesterday I just took my NCLEX in January of 2021 and started my first nursing job of February 2021 in the NICU at a level 3. And I'm just like, what? Because now I gotta figure out what I'm gonna do to celebrate my 3-year anniversary. But I figured I'd talk to you guys first before I actually did any celebration for myself. And I just wanted to sit down, chit chat with you guys, give you an update of how I feel like it's going, of me being a registered nurse for 3 years, and then also me being a NICU nurse for 3 years. So I haven't done a sit down video in, I feel like, a year. I don't know if it's really a year, but it feels like a very long time since I sat down and did nursing content with you all. So I wanted to bring that back in 2024. I don't know when you guys are watching this video, but it's 2024 right now. It is currently January 21st, and my 3-year anniversary is on February 1st. So I figured I wanted to get this video out before my actual anniversary. I'm a week off, so you guys can take my opinions with a week of a difference or anything like that. But I'm very excited, and it feels crazy. 3 years, I'll be at work and people be like, oh, I've been a nurse for 20 years, and I'm like, 20 years? And then me, I'm already on 3. I know it's not the same, but they say that time goes fast, and time really, really does go fast. So yeah, I don't really have a structure for this video at all, so we're just gonna get to chit-chatting, get to doing whatever. Wow, I don't know. Comment down below how many years you guys have been a nurse, if you're in nursing school, whatever the case may be. Just let me know down below, because I always wonder, is everyone who follows me part of the nursing journey like me? Or yeah, just comment down below, because I feel like that would be good for us all to get to know each other. But I have been a NICU nurse for almost 3 years now, and I started out in a level 3 when I lived in Wisconsin, and now I live in Texas, and I work for a level 4 hospital in Texas. So it's a lot different. When I first went into my level 3 nursing, I was like, oh my gosh, I know nothing, and this job is so hard, but I can do it. But I'd go home whew, that was a long, tiresome day. And then I went to level 4, and I was like, there's so many things that I don't know. I came with experience going to a level 4, and I still was getting stumped some days, but not in a negative way, not bad. I sound like Drake. You know, I mean this a little bit, but not in a negative way anyway. That's besides the point. But I would really be tested with my skills, but I feel like that's something that you want as a nurse, is to continue to get tested. If you remain stagnant really early in your career, then that's not the place, at least for me, where I grow. I like to be challenged just a little bit, and working at a level 4 is definitely something that I get challenged with. I've seen things that I feel like I would never see anywhere else, and it's just really good to be in a hospital and be surrounded by people who value your learning, value your opinion, and want you to grow as a person. So I feel really good with that. I'm really excited with my choice of being in a level 4. The thing is, for me, I do switch jobs here and there, but I remain being in a NICU just because I know that is the specialty for me. I don't know what else I want to do in the future, but when it comes to bedside nursing, NICU nursing is something that I love. I try to think, I'm like, oh, should I try something else? I don't know, Peds OR, PICU, or something like that, Peds ER. And I'll think about it, or I'll watch videos on it, or I talk to my friends who are in those specialties. I know I can never do adults. When it comes to bedside nursing, maybe if I get I don't know, a doctorate or a postmaster's certificate or something, maybe I can do adults in a certain field. But right now, my mindset where I am, it's babies through and through and through. They're just my little nuggets, and I really love taking care of them, and I really feel like I make such a difference, not only in the parents, but in the families as well. I'm going to children's birthday parties, first birthday parties and stuff like that, because I cared for them while they were in the NICU, and it really just blows my mind how important you are. I know a lot of the times, a lot of parents, they see so many different people when you're in the hospital, but I feel like if you make that difference, you make that time, you make that effort to let them know how much their baby cares to you, as well as to them, just to show them when they're not here, your baby's in good hands. That really makes a difference when it comes to them thinking about you long term, like once they get big and they're out of the NICU and they graduate, they get discharged, they go home, do all of those good things. So it makes me feel really, really good to be able to be in this specialty, and I feel really fulfilled in my job. So that's something that I feel like is a positive, and I feel like that is a wonderful update to update you guys. Now, is it all wonderful like rainbows and unicorns? Absolutely not, but no job is. Nursing is a really hard specialty that we are in, and it's not going to be wonderful every single day. You're going to have those tough days. You're going to go home and be like, why did I pick to do this? Like, is this really what I was meant to do? And then you go the next day and you like go get him again and you're like, okay, I can do this. So it's just being resilient, also taking that time for you. That's something that I learned in these 3 years of being a nurse is, sorry, that's my dog over there sleeping, is like taking that time for you, doing that self-care. I know that like hospitals try to preach it so like people don't get burnt out, and everyone else tries to preach self-care, but you really need to do that. Whether that's you going to the gym on your off day, whether that's you going to like an art class that you like to do, or you sleeping in, watching your favorite movie, or getting cuddled up with a book at the end of a crazy shift. However self-care works for you so you can bring yourself to go to work and be the best person for your patients is something that I've learned over the past 3 years. Like, I'm not even gonna hold you. Last year I was picking up so many shifts because there were things that I wanted to buy, but I was getting to a point where I was getting kind of burnt out and a little bit stressed because I felt like I was at work all the time. Plus what we do is heavy work, and it's not like just something that you can like not really focus on. You have to use your brain. You have to use all of the skills that you weren't only taught in nursing school, but just like your nursing judgment in general. So I was getting a little bit stressed out, not gonna hold you, and it was during a really, really busy time in my hospital. But I'm working on this year of 2024, on this year 3 of being a nurse, is to take the time for me. My patients, I love them dearly. I care for every single one of them, but I cannot be great for them if I'm not in a mental space where I'm like good to go to work. Not saying I ever go to work and I'm not good, but you know how you're just like at that burnout spot where you're just like, wow, I just feel like I'm a hamster on a wheel, like rolling. That's sometimes how you feel if you just overdo it too hard. So something I'm trying to do is really work on taking time for me. I feel like I've been doing a good job because I'm kind of in this transition period of work. Still working at a level 4, but it's like a transition period. Not gonna get super into it because that's just the thing, but just know I'm at another level 4 NICU. Very happy. Love my last job that I was at too, so do not get me wrong, love that. But I think as a nurse, you currently grow and you want to have things that test you and things that test your skills, and I don't know, I just think that it can make me better as a person, and we'll see if it works out. I pray and hope that it does work out, because there's lots of sacrifices that I'm making with this, but I feel really good about it, and I won't know unless I try. And that's something that I feel like I've learned in nursing too. Like, if it's a specialty you want to try, I know I said I'm like NICU through and through, but if I ever like wake up, I don't know, in 2 years or so, and I'm like, oh, I really, really love NICU, but I want to see what else is out there. These jobs, there's plenty of jobs. It just depends on like the shift that you're trying to work, days or nights. I'm a day girl through and through. I know I'm not a night shift girly. I would love the differential. I would love the vibe on nights, but I cannot do it. So if that's something that you want to like try, and like let's say you're like, oh, I really want to try peds OR, because that's something that I'm interested in because their schedule's wonderful and like the vibe seems cool as long as your surgeons are nice to you and like you set the tone. But just being in ORs for like C-sections and stuff like that, that's something that interests me. So I'm like, let's say if I ever want to do peds OR, you can like potentially try. Like, you can try anything for a year. Is it great to bounce around every single year? No. But if it's like building onto your resume and building onto your skills, then that's nothing that you cannot explain in an interview. Unlike, why did you leave this job to go here? Which really in nursing, it just shows that you're well-rounded, okay? It just really shows that you're well-rounded and you kind of know what you're doing. Not even kind of, you know what you're doing. So if you want to wake up one morning and literally go to peds OR, you go do that thing. And like, your other job or a job similar to will most likely be there for you. Don't quote me on it. Don't come down in the comments like I left my job and tried something new and now I hated it and I gotta go back, because that's not what I'm saying. But I'm like, if you're ready to take the risk, then at least try, because that's the beauty of nursing. You do not have to go back to school to get a whole nother degree to try a new specialty. It's not when you finish school or like you become a nurse practitioner and you're like a peds acute care, and then you want to do peds primary, you got to go back for a whole nother degree unless you go to dual degree. But you don't have to do that with nursing. While you're a bedside nurse, RN nurse, or if that is what you want to do for the whole time that you are in this career profession, then you do that and try everything that you want to try. Give it a go, give it a shot, because you never know what is going to be the best spot for you. Could think that that's something that you love, and then you end up not. Like, I thought I wanted to do L&D when I was in school, and I was like, I want to be a labor and delivery nurse, that's just what I want to do. Then I get a NICU rotation, I'm like, oh, you kind of get NICU and L&D all in one. You go to C-sections, you go to deliveries when you're a delivery nurse, you're with the parents at the bedside at like one of the most vulnerable states along with their baby. So I feel like it's a win-win. Anytime someone talks to me who is like a nurse or just fresh out of school or in nursing school, what profession would you say to go into? I say NICU, okay? I'm biased, that is just me. That is just me. And I will say it every single time, because I don't think that I went wrong with the profession that I chose. Is it tough some days? Absolutely. Is it rewarding some days? Absolutely. So those kind of go hand in hand. Other updates when it comes to my 3 years, I feel like I've been primarying a lot of children. When it comes to patients, like I'll have my patients primary them, which I don't know if you guys know, but like hospitals is different all over. Primary or like the care team, it just depends on where you're from, because the hospitals that I've been, those words are kind of interchangeable. But you primary or you're part of the care team is every single time that you come into work, you most likely have that patient, unless there's other people that are also on the care team, and they kind of rotate, or just based on how the schedule goes. I'm not going to go super deep in depth in that, because when you primary, you'll just see how it goes. But I've been primarying quite a few children, and I still talk to them and like their parents, like to this day, which is really, really crazy, because I actually talked to one today. But like, it's really, really nuts. And like I was saying, how the care that you give while in the hospital really means something to the parents. I was primarying kids like crazy. I had to take a break, because I was like, I'd like do all of my care, I'd give my best care, the baby would go home, someone else would see like that I was a good nurse, because not to toot my own horn, I am a good nurse, and they'd be like, well, can you primary my baby now until we get discharged? And then I'd be like, yes, because I really struggle with saying no. And I was just like, I was getting so attached. And also when you primary, you kind of don't keep up on your skills as much, because the baby that you have, whoever they're like paired with, or the other babies that they're paired with, it just depends on their acuity. And if you have one that's like getting big and ready to go to discharge, you're not going to do all of like the crazy medical stuff, God forbid. Hopefully they're not like at the end of discharge and then something crazy happens, but you don't get all of that. So when I was getting ready to transition into my new role, I had to slow down on primary, just because I wanted to make sure that I keep up my skills, and I still am like a level 4 prepared NICU nurse, if that makes sense. So it's sometimes good just to like take some time for you and just to do what is best for you, and be like, oh, maybe I'm not able to primary at this time, but when I do get your baby, when I am assigned them, I would give them the best care possible and check in on them. And that's kind of how I did it, just because I would let them know I'm not really ready to primary again yet, because it is a heavy task, and it is something that you take on, and you get very attached. So that's something that I've been learning too. I don't have bullet points, I'm kind of just rambling, so hopefully this is okay. Hopefully you guys, like, it makes sense of what I'm actually saying. But all in all, do I like being a NICU nurse? Yes. Do I think that I'm going to continue this NICU nurse specialty or nursing specialty? The answer is yes. Do I feel like I've like grown a lot and feel like I'm more and more confident over the years? Yes. But one thing, let's talk about this. Even though I feel confident at times, and I feel like I've been a nurse for a little bit of time, nothing compared to like the OG nurses, but I will still ask questions. Like, I am not afraid to ask questions. I will ask them because it is the safety of my patient. It is my license. It is just, you just want to do the right thing. If you do not know the answer, it is okay to say, I don't know. Let me figure out that answer for you. And it's also your responsibility. If there's things that you don't know, or things that kind of like stumped you on your shift, maybe do a little bit of research, so if it happens again, you're able to pick it up the next time. If it's like new protocols at work that they're switching up and it's not something that you're like used to because it's not the norm, do your due diligence, do some extra education, make sure you like, I don't know, if it's like a tube line change or something, then maybe practice a line change while you're at work, or write down notes while you're at work so you can check when you're at home, just to make sure you are doing what you need to do to stay up to date with everything. So there's that. And I'm literally just sitting here thinking, I had to like renew my license because you have to renew your license every couple of years. And I was like, this is true. Like, I really have to renew it because I've been a nurse for this long. So it's nuts. That's a whole nother process too, is renewing your license, because I forgot all the stuff that you have to do, especially if you're doing like multi-state or compact. If you're doing that, that definitely adds some time to the timeline. So I've been working on that. If you guys need to renew your license, give it a check on when it's due. They're gonna send you like an email or something, but just give a check of when it actually is due. I'm trying to think if I have anything else just to touch on. Just update of do I like it, things that I've learned. What else? Oh, another thing, standing up for yourself. I feel like that's something that I've prided myself on when it comes to being a nurse from the beginning of time, of me being a baby nurse. You know, they have that saying like, nurse, eat your young. I'm not with it. I don't understand it. It makes no sense to me. No, like, I'm just not with it. I don't get it at all. It makes no sense. Just because people are new in the profession does not mean that you're mean to them because you've been in there for so long. I don't know if people just got hard, they got desensitized, or what it is. But like, people are people too. And I feel like with me and my nursing career, I've had to stand up for myself from the beginning of nursing. And even the people like at your job that you think that you're cool with, sometimes they have a bad day and they'll try to get you. Absolutely not. Like, it's called respect, and it's called you just standing up for yourself and knowing the way that you deserve. Now, do you do it in a professional manner? Yes. But you professionally check them, and I bet you they will not do it again. Or they will think twice before they do it again. Because you are a person too. And I think sometimes people see the role of nurse, and then you think of all these other people like nurse practitioners and residents and the MDs and the attendings and then the directors and all of these things, and nursing managers and these people who carry roles with charge and all of this type of stuff. And like, if you think about the hierarchy, they're higher than the nurse, but you still deserve respect. And I think that is something that people sometimes struggle with in the nurse workplace. They let things slide when it comes to things like that. But if it bothers you, say something. Maybe pull them aside. Just let them know the way that you were talking to me in front of the parents, I really didn't appreciate it. It made me feel small. And next time, I hope that you think of a different way of talking to me, because I respect you and I hope that you respect me as well. Something along those lines, respectfully, professionally, because we're not going to go off on people, because that is not professional and you can get in trouble for that. But just to stand up for yourself and to make sure that people respect you the same sense that you respect them. So make sure you're also giving respect so you can receive respect. And that's, I feel like, one of the best learning advices that I've had to myself over these past couple of years is just to stay true to me, you know, because I'm there to do my job. I'm there to take care of my patients the best way that I can. I am your front line. You don't know anything for real unless I tell you. So you need me. You really need me. So I think that's some good to just remind them, but again, in a professional manner. So yeah, primarying a lot, have respect for yourself and make sure others are doing the same. Do I like the NICU? Will I continue the NICU? My little new transition period I'm in, so please be patient with me with that. But I'm very excited for what God has in store for me. I feel like every single time I'm looking for a new opportunity, I pray to Him really hard, and I'm like, if this is what you want me to be or where you want me to be, then please place me there. So He did. So we're gonna see how it goes. And I hope that this was a good update. I don't remember what my update was last time. Maybe it was 1 year as a nurse when I still lived in Wisconsin. I don't think I did one last year. So we're bringing it back, okay? We're trying to make it a yearly tradition. Try to do this thing. I hope you enjoyed this little chit chat with me. We're gonna label it chit chat, 3-year update of a NICU nurse. And I hope that you guys enjoyed. I hope that you guys are having a wonderful beginning of your year. I hope how many every years you're celebrating of being a nurse, or if you're in nursing school or thinking about going to nursing school, you are having a wonderful time doing that. Nursing school is a very hard time. I didn't even go the traditional route, so I can only imagine the traditional route. But it is not an easy time. But to get to that end goal, the end line of actually having RN at the end of your name and being able to care for patients makes it worth it every time. So do not be discouraged. You can do this. You got this. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys later. Bye, beautiful.